Hey guys, welcome to Sippin' and Spillin' with Sid from 3 Mississippi. How are you guys doing today? Man, it's a beautiful day out. It's starting to feel like fall. It's still been pretty warm, but man, it's just the leaves are changing. There's a crispness in the air in the mornings and in the evenings, and it's getting there. But man, guys, I'm so excited, and it's been a big couple of days. We had a big surge, kind of a little push there to get us to 100,000 subscribers. So thank you guys so much for that. That was amazing. Obviously that's been a goal for a long time. You know, for those of you that don't know, when you hit 100,000 subscribers, you get recognized by YouTube with a silver play button. And it's just it's a big milestone. It is. And some people reach it really fast and some others it takes years. We're probably somewhere in the middle of that. We started YouTube and didn't kind of really work it very hard or super consistently until right before, like right at the end of 2019, I would say. It was like December of 2019. I kind of started keeping us on a schedule, and Mike sort of handed it to me, and we hit that 100K just this other day. The video that we did of surprising Frankie with Bula the horse just kind of took off, and we got a bunch of new subscribers from that, and I'm so surprised and so happy and grateful and just really excited about it. Um, it was kind of one of those things where it's been just sort of looming in front of us for so long that it's nice to finally be able to check that off the bucket list, I guess. So that's exciting. That was a good one for us. And tomorrow we are going to be doing our Wednesday night lives that we do on 3 Mississippi every week, and we're going to be celebrating reaching that 100K. So if you can join us tomorrow live, we're going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be having a good time, and we're going to see kind of who knows us the best a little bit. Might be some trivia in there. We're going to see how it goes. It's going to be a fun night. I'm still kind of working it out. But I think it's going to be a fun live. So join us for that. A little bit of trivia, a little bit of a giveaway, a little bit of fun. So we'll see. But yeah, guys, it's just so excited to hit that milestone, really. It's a big one. And we'll see, I guess, how long it takes to get the actual silver play button. I do want to do a long form video on 3 Mississippi to kind of encompass that, but I'm kind of debating because I know that to actually get the silver play button takes a few more weeks. So I'm kind of wondering if I should go ahead and work on that video and do that video, or if I should hold off until I actually have the play button so I can kind of include that in the video. A little on the fence on that one. I'm going to have to kind of see maybe a little bit how things go the next week or so and what that's looking like, as far as how long it will take to get here. But we'll see. It's kind of exciting. So we'll definitely be doing something beyond just the live to kind of commemorate that, and do maybe a long format video with something maybe showing. A lot of people were saying, show from your progress of different things you've accomplished over, your time on YouTube. And I would love to do that. Doing those types of videos is really time consuming because you're pulling from a lot of footage, and to really kind of make it go smoothly, those videos are the hardest to do because you're really sorting through a bunch of different stuff, and it just kind of makes it a little bit trickier. It's not that it's not doable, it's just very labor intensive. So, and I kind of want to lay it out in my mind a little bit better first before I kind of dive into it. So we'll see. But we do have some videos that we're definitely going to be doing in this next week, for the next coming weeks, some things that we're working on around here, and things that we want to get started on and finished on, and things like that. So lots of things happening as always. Every day there's something that you're fixing, building, cleaning, whatever on the farm. There's always some kind of maintenance around here to do. The other day I came out here. I think it would have been yesterday. Actually, now that I think about it, it was yesterday. It just seems so far away. Sometimes the days blend together and you forget what was what. But Dan, my weather goat, I let the dogs out in the morning while my kettle is on the stove to make my coffee. And I come out here with them and I kind of visually check on everybody, and everybody was fine. And all three goats were over in their corner, sleeping. Um, and had my coffee, finished, fed the inside dogs, came out to do the outside dogs and the outside animals. And I hear Caroline just screaming bloody murder, screaming bloody murder. And I'm like, what's she mad at? So, of course, my focus went to her. Then I look over. Dan, the weather, has gotten his head in the dog pen, like apart from the chain link, and has just got his head stuck in it. And I'm like, it wasn't like that 30 minutes ago. Like, it just wasn't. So I got him unstuck, and I went and grabbed the baling wire and reattached all the chain link pieces, and then baled it extra around that coupling and that piece of pipe that the chain link was attached to, because it was I just felt like it wasn't going to hold on its own. And so I had to fix that, and had to fix their other chain link little shade area the other day, because they were rubbing up against it and they popped the bottom out. So I had to baling wire all the bottom of that and get it all flattened down, and little things like that you're just constantly doing. And then yesterday, both of the stock tanks needed cleaned out and done. And so I cleaned both of those out really well. And Frankie worked with Bula last night for probably close to an hour. And they're, still building their relationship. I think Bula is definitely much more settled in. She was just really staying up here now. Like right now, she's kind of behind his garden. I can see the top of her back right now from where I'm sitting, and I'm looking right at the goats. But she's more settled in. She's listening better. She's, coming when you call her. She's settling in. I really do think she is. So I know Frankie's, excited to continue working with her and get her to the point where she can, really start riding her and doing all those things once they've worked on their groundwork and she's really listening, and it's all kind of coming back to her, because she hasn't really been ridden or worked with in a few years, and that's a long time. So it's kind of taken a little time to get her back in the swing of things, but she's getting there. She's definitely getting there. So that's exciting, and her little personality is really coming out. So I enjoy that. I enjoy that because I get to love on her too, and talk to her and hang out with her. And she hung out with me for a while I was cleaning the stock tank yesterday, and she's got her little routine in the morning, because she knows I come out here to do everybody, and she knows that she's going to at least get some love, if not brushed out by me, or and I always net her stock tank to get the whatever leaves or debris that have fallen in there, just to help try to keep it cleaner longer. And so she'll stand over there and wait for me to come while I'm doing everybody else's chores. But last night, guys, spoiler alert, because this will be Friday's video on 3 Mississippi. We, in fact, we're gonna walk. We're gonna walk with me. We had moved the poultry netting over here, and here's I'll show you what we did. I've been talking about this because I've been wanting. There we go. I've been wanting to do this for about a week now, and we finally got all our ducks in a row, no pun intended, to get it done. So we did have the poultry netting kind of right where I'm standing. It was right up against this edge here, all the way to the coop gate, and then back down and around there. So we had moved it from just down the hill. The problem was the birds were not wanting to go down that hill, even though that's where a lot of the shade was. I don't know if they just didn't feel safe there. I'm not sure what their damage was, about that, but they just weren't loving it. They just weren't loving it. And we've got my shade cloth here is whipping me in the face. But we wanted to move them because a lot of this behind me, and we'll walk around to that side, see where this tree is. There's a bunch of shade under here and all the way back. So I'm going to take you guys around back that way so you can see better. But there's a ton of shade over there, and there's a lot of grass and undergrowth that it would be really nice if the birds took care of cleaning out for us, because it's just sort of like an odd, well, you'll see what I mean in a second. It's sort of an odd little nook and cranny that between where the shed is and our neighbor's property in the back there. So there's just like a weird little, there was like a little weird piece of fencing here. Anyway, we weren't fans. So anyway, we moved this, and then Mike's Victory Garden that was over here, obviously is out for the season. So we're letting the birds in there to clean it all up. And of course, they're still over here sitting in the sun. I did take them over here and walk them over here, and they all laid in the shade for a little while. But see, it's like easily 10 degrees cooler right here. And there's a really nice breeze because this is up on a little bit of a hill, and then there's a little valley and another little hill over there. So we get a nice little breeze that comes through right here. Now they're going to follow me over. See? This is what happens. But yeah, this little area, they are going to clean all of this out for us in theory, if we can get them to actually come over here. Anyway, so we moved all this last night, and we ended up kind of getting a late start on it because Frank was working with Bula, and I was in there making dinner, and Mike was trying to scoot out of work on time, which didn't happen. So we ended up kind of working into the nighttime with headlights, and I finally was like, I'm going inside. I can't film anymore, and they, it's kind of like a two-person thing, and I had to go put dinner back in the oven, and anyway, it was a whole thing. So, but this whole little area right here, they all have access to now, and they can get this all cleaned out and worked on. So this, I think, is probably going to be this big area that goes up and around here and kind of down here a little ways. This will probably be their area. Probably move them again maybe in the winter, depending on how the ground's looking and all of that. I like this because they do have the shade here, and lots for them to clean out and get this kind of underbrush situated and kind of cleaned up a little bit. It's one of the reasons why I love having ducks and geese, because they really do a great job of, cleaning this type of stuff up. If we go over here where they had already been on, they had it mowed down, not stripped out, but literally just kind of mowed down. And like you guys can see, let's see, where's a good spot where you can really see where they were. That'll give you an idea. But, well, this side wasn't really getting much water. I'll show you guys. So they were over here, and a lot of this was big tall grass that Mike whacked down, but then they pushed all the dead stuff down. This was all real tall. So they essentially bush hogged it for us, if you will. And you can see the things that they didn't want to eat, some of these weeds up here, but they cleaned out all the grass that's here that was tall. They cut it down and mowed it. So you can see where they really do a great job of taking care of that, and it's great. I love it. So anyway, guys, that's my little bird tidbit there. But that'll be Friday's video, kind of showing how we did that and why we like to continually move them now, especially now that we have the room that we have and the ability to move them the way that we do now. Because for a long time we didn't have that ability, so we basically had them in the area that we had them when we were in California. They were on similar a bark like I have in the run over here, but it was like throughout the entire side of the yard that they were on, because once we had more birds, those of you that have ever done larger amounts of birds know that when you have a little bit of grass, but they are on it constantly, that grass isn't going to go grow back the next season in the same way. So without giving it a little bit of a break between the nitrogen and them just mowing it down. So being able to move them like this, having the mulch down for them really helps keep it cleaner and kept the area too from getting muddy ever, because that became the ground cover. Because we didn't have the option to kind of separate them the same. But here we can rotate them through these different areas using this electric fence netting, and it's kind of nifty. But that was just one of the things. Still didn't get the gates hung on the back of the coop yet. But I know that in the next week or two, between working on the brooder side of the coop and working on getting those gates hung, hopefully we'll be able to get that under control, because before much longer, like I want this all done too, because before much longer it's going to be really cold and it's going to be really rainy. So I need to make sure that when we're having that real windy, rainy, side driving rain, that it's not getting into the coop and making the birds soaking wet the bedding, and all of, just kind of making a mess of things. So I do want to make sure we get that under control. That's important. So anyway, guys, that's what we were up to the last couple days. That's what's going on. Make sure you come and join us tomorrow night on 3 Mississippi for the big live giveaway and some fun. And again, thank you guys for following us and hanging out with us the way that you do, and supporting our channel and everything that we do here on the farm. We appreciate you guys, and hitting that milestone was huge, and we really appreciate it. So thank you so much. As always, guys, stay blessed and safety's off.